Edom, go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites
So-called Caucasians, so-called Arabs, read.
of Moab,
Moab, so-called Chinese, indigenous, all these ones are indigenous. Ain't nobody talking about whoever you think is whoever now, because, you know, Esau, Genghis Khan, and Kublai Khan came through Asia, they raped everything that they could rape, since they came over here. They raped everything they could rape, you know what I mean? But the Most High said he has not cast away his people which he foreknew. Because you still gonna have the Israelites that's pure-blooded Israelites. They ain't mixed with no kind of way, shape, or form, because you are who your father is anyway. Yes.
They hear a lot that during slavery, it makes it seem like that all the slave masters slept with all
Yeah, that's what they make it seem.
you know, all the slaves. And you know, say Mitchell, they just have that idea that we got we mixed with their slavery. There's no way.
Look, all you gotta do is bring this to reality. Where are the numerous amount of children that Edom had compared to the numerous amount of children that we have? He lay with his woman all the time. Like we always say, where the sperm banks at? And where the abortion clinics at? You don't take a rocket science to figure that out, do you? I seen ain't no Octa woman no more. I think she had 12 babies. I seen on somewhere that said she had 12. Stuff was way out there. I don't know if they did it on whatever you call that. Photoshop. I don't know if they did, but I don't know if they showed 12 babies there. So I don't know if y'all heard that or not. I seen it. I was like, damn. What cat? That's a whole litter. No, it's more than a litter. Dang, 12. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, before his sperm can cultivate, or what do you call it? Before it reaches the egg, it dies. That's why they're not numerous. That's why they are the minority and we are the majority. But they lie and say they're the majority when they're not the majority. We are the majority. When you all you do is look how many children we have compared to them. Most I say we're gonna be more numerous than the sand of the sea and the stars in the sky. Israel will be. That's why you gotta get us from the four corners of the earth. But we're not dealing with appearance, we're dealing with the spirit.
That's right.
That's why I identify as being Israel. See what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's very important. But their sperm dies before they can cultivate the egg. That's why they don't have a lot of children. So for them to sleep with all our women, that makes sense. Yeah.
They need the sperm banks to help them get in the egg.
Yeah.
Right.
They got to go in the lab to take that sperm and make it right in the lab, then put it in a surrogate pump. Or whoever that woman is, maybe, you know, if it's their wife or whatever, they go in the lab and do whatever they do, put the sperm and the egg together, make sure it's growing, and she just carry it. You know? That's real, man. Else they would be really the majority. You see them having a lot of children. A lot of them they don't have a lot of children. They would love to have a lot of children because they're really becoming extinct.
Yeah.
The less children, the reports have said that. So these are the enemies of the Most High, the haters of the Most High. That He's going to beat in their face to destroy them. Understand this? And 2/3 of our people.
Right.
Because they are Edomites. Because the first one he named is Edom.
Yeah.
Now my thing is this. If Esau, it says Esau's the end of the world in 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Jacob's the beginning of it that follow. So who is Esau if it's not the so-called white man? Because Esau is the end of the world. That means somebody got to take them down. Anybody think it's a world that's in power right now more so than the Caucasian race? Who is it? Which one y'all gonna name? If they're not Edom, you know got brothers saying that Esau is not them. Edomites are not them. So who is it that's going to take them down to represent Esau? Because that's what has to happen.
Across the world.
Throughout the whole world, right? They everywhere. They the police of the world.
They are.
Straight up. That's why Mashiach Awashai got to come back and shut them down. He sent to judge and make war. With all of them that are joined with them. We read about that, they're going to be nothing but what?
Smell the dust. The smell of dust and smoke.
That's right. Dust and the smell of smoke. Because all the armies will come together to fight Mashiach Awashai and the angels. You come with 20 million angels. Come on. And to tell you, when we just read about his clothes will be dipped in blood.
Yeah.
And the blood that's his clothes will be dipped in is defined in Psalms 83rd, the 63rd chapter down. That's right, alone, right. And he ain't meeting them as a man. They're telling how he coming back here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we know he come back in his angelic power.
Right.
So now it's naming off nations. That's the enemies and the haters of the Most High. He's going to meet them to his face, their face to destroy them. As it is written. Read.
And the Hagri,
The Ishmaelites are the Arabs, Moabites, the Chinese indigenous now, because some that are now, some like I said, I was getting ready to tell you that Kublai when he came through Asia, when they came through Asia, the Edomites came through, they killed the men like they always did, like they came over here, killed the men, raped the women. So it ain't necessarily because they call themselves, we had a chart. Well, that's why I say indigenous, because the first ones that was here was the ones that's going to be rose up in the last days to say, I am Israel. And not the ones that we might think is Israel. That's why a lot of our family members say, oh, they ain't hearing this, because they've been programmed. And some of them might not be that. They might not be. You know what I mean? They might not be. That's why I say it's going to take one of a city, two of a family. Everybody's not going to see this. Else they be up in here, they be here, they be, where you going? Let me make sure I get this. To be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that haters. Read.
verse 7. Gebal and Ammon.
Gebal is another tribe of the Arabs. Ammon represents the indigenous Japanese. Read.
And Amalek.
Amalek represents the chief tribe of Esau right now, the so-called Jewish people. They are the Amalekites. You read about them in Genesis 36 and 12, I believe. That's Esau's grandson. Like coming from a concubine. They even consider a wife coming from a concubine. Y'all read that before, right? Okay. So that's Amalek. But yeah, are they separate? Do they consider themselves Caucasian today? No. They separate themselves from Edom. That's why they buy themselves here. You see what I'm saying? And why they buy themselves now. Separate from them, but they are Caucasian.
Right.
We have proof of that. But read.
The Philistines.
More Africans, the Egyptians, read.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right, more Africans. Go ahead, so-called Africans. Hamites, read.
Assyria.
That's Assyrians, read.
Also is joined with
So
them.
Assyrians is joined unto them too, man. And these are the ones, the major captivity that we went in. That he's identified as enemies of the Most High. Now, we went under captivity under the Persians, the East Indians, they not named.
Right.
And the Japhetic people had us in captivity. They were a joint empire that had us in captivity too. They're not named. Because remember what happened with the Persian and Mede Empire?
Right.
Y'all remember what happened? What happened?
You said the Persian?
The Persian and Mede Empire. What happened with us during the Persian and Mede Empire?
That's they conquered them.
Persian Mede took down who? They came after what empire?
Was it Rome? Was it who did they get?
They took down the Babylonians.
Babylonians. That's right.
They took down the Babylonians. So,
I think I got that.
huh? Yeah.
Who
Right.
took-
It
who
has been
took
captivity
them
for 70 years.
Who took them down?
The Greeks.
Yeah, that was.
Greeks came after them.
I knew they were somewhere in there.
Yeah. It's the
that's-
Egyptians,
Right.
the Syrians, Babylonians, then the Persians and Medes, the East Indians and the Japhetic people. Right? Then the Greeks, then the Romans. Same people that changed their name to Romans. Then we had the Byzantine Empire, or the medieval times. Then you had the rebirth of the Edomites coming back into power. They call it what? The Renaissance period. From that period until now. This is where we at now. So when you understand the Persian and Medes, man, they was not like these other captivities. That's why the Most High is not naming it. Yeah.
So you have the question, I don't know on the answer, it was correct, that they let us build the temple.
Yeah. 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 They let us build. They supply materials and you know what I mean, they told nations to help us to do that.
Eden took it out of their order.
So we didn't have to get permission? We didn't have to get permission?
No, it was a decree. It wasn't a permission. It was a decree brought out that they would, you know, they had to do that. Look at, go to 1 Ezra, the 4th chapter. It's on page 4. This is when I told you about the 3 men that had, they told their story about what's the greatest, the king and wine, and they said the truth, the servant said the truth and women. So now, the one that won with the truth and women, this is what he asked for, and this is marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, because he could have asked for anything that he would get blessed with, the things that the king said he was going to give him. You see what I'm saying? But this is what he asked for. When you read verse 40, let's see, read verse 44.
First Ezra is 4:34.
Yeah. 44.
First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 44. And to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem.
Wait a minute. Read verse 42.
First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 42.
I've got to read verse 41. Salaki. To let you know what the truth is. Because this is after, you know, he spent a lot of time talking about women. Because women is after the truth.
God.
But then he said concerning the truth. You got the truth, then you got women. Then whoever else. Because you know, he tell you about a woman took the king's crown off his head, smacked him. The king was like looking at her, she was mad, or she was really playing or whatever. You know what I mean? All of that. You know? It tell you about how a man go out to war, bring everything back to his woman and this, that, and the third. So that woman got power after the truth. But let's read what he said concerning the truth. Read.
First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 41. And with that he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, great is truth and mighty above all things.
That's right. So great is the truth and mighty above all things.
Right.
Nothing more greater than this truth, man.
Yeah.
Mighty above all things. And then what?
Verse 42.
I said, and then what?
Woman.
Huh?
The woman.
But you the armor bearer. You just smile like against him. Yeah. You see how that works?
Every time.
But you're right. Go ahead. Verse 42.
First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 42. Then said the king unto him, ask what thou wilt more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee.
He said, ask what you want more than the writing, and I'm going to give it to you. More than I offered you. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Read. Because all the people saying, great is the truth, mighty above all things. Everybody's screaming at it. King hearing this. Go ahead.
Because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next to me, and shalt be called my cousin.
Yeah, so you're going to sit next to me. You found wisest of all. And you will sit next to me and be called my cousin. Go ahead.
Verse 43. Then said he unto the king, remember thy vow,
Uh-oh. He said, remember thy vow, what you promised. Read.
which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom.
He vowed to build Jerusalem in the day they came to his kingdom. He came to his kingdom. He vowed to build Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart.
Yeah, was Cyrus set apart. Go ahead.
When he vowed to destroy Babylon.
See, there it is. Persian Medes. He vowed to destroy Babylon, but he took our vessels with him. When he took us into captivity, he took our vessels with him. But you understand, man, both sides, man, that's the richest people in the world.
Right.
And we took our vessels with us. Go ahead.
And to send them again thither.
And to send them again thither, read.
Verse 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the
See what
Chaldeans.
they did? That's why the Most High and Obadiah talk about them. You know, they burnt down our cities, man. They burnt down our temples, man. When the Ethiopians, the Babylonians, the Cushites, as they're called, they came and took us out of Jerusalem. Edomites went in there and burned down our temple. So how are they going to be saved? I mean, this is their history. This is their history. It tells you right here. Just like they did the Moors that was ruling Spain all that time. You know, same thing they did. So they want to know why we burn it. It's a pattern that we done seen happen amongst them. Here it is right here. It's written. Scalping is right here. They started that. Scalping. You know why? Because they couldn't bring the bodies to the trading posts. So they started scalping. So they put the scalpel and put the scalps in your bags and bring that way you can bring them. We can give you money for scalps. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. I can't even go. Et cetera, for millions. That was, you know, but that's what they did. Go ahead.
Verse 46. And now, O Lord the King, this is that which I require, and which I desire of thee. And this is the princely liberality proceeding from thyself. I desire therefore that thou make good the vow, the performance whereof with thine own mouth thou hast vowed to the King of heaven.
So he vowed to the Most High. Wow, Mashiach Shai, man. That vow went to the Most High's throne. Read.
Verse 47. Then Darius the king stood up.
Now, then Darius, the king, stood up. It was a joint empire between the Persians and the Medes. You had Darius and you had Cyrus. I told y'all a story about my insurance man that time he came in, right? And I'm like I told you, with a brother, he came with a brother. And I said, what you doing with the enemy up in here? Now I'm Israel, right? It's Israel.
That's right.
You don't know, but it's Israel up in there, right? He always said before, right? He looking around. I came in, invited him in. They was sitting at the table. I said, what you doing bringing the enemy up in my house, man? I look at the brother, right? He the enemy, man. He ain't had us in captivity. This cat said, no. Cyrus helped the Jews build the temple.
Oh, wow.
I never said I was a Jew.
Wow.
I say, see, he know who we are.
Wow.
We don't know who we are. That's what he said.
Wow. Oh,
Read.
man.
First Esdras chapter 4 verse 47.
Then I told him, I was just playing. He always tells me, every time he sees me, say, hey, tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. He always comes in the room, but I said, he always remind me, hey, he said hi, he's speaking to you.
Wow.
Because of the fact that he was put on the spot. He didn't know where I was coming from. Because I was, just coming at him hard.
Right.
And I said, oh, I was just playing with you, man. Just mess around with you, man. So he knew I was just playing, but I just want him, the brother, to see that they knew.
Right.
In the spirit. Why you gonna say that? I never said I was a Jew. You don't know me from nowhere. No one, man.
Wow.
But he sure said it out of his mouth. That's the spirit. My insurance man never forgot that. He never forgot that. 'Cause that was his boss, one of his bosses. You know?
Man.
But go ahead.
Verse 47. Then Darius the king stood up and kissed him and wrote letters for him unto all the treasurers and lieutenants and captains and governors, that they should safely convey in their way both him.
On their way.
That they should safely convey on their way both him and all those that go up with him to build Jerusalem.
Hear that? To build Jerusalem up. Read.
Verse 48. He wrote letters also unto the lieutenants that were in Syria and Phoenice, and unto them in Lebanon, that they should bring cedar wood from Lebanon unto Jerusalem, and that they should build the city with him.
See, this is who part of earth. He sent out to his main men that was over these people that was in these different lands, like Lebanon, North Africa, and so forth, all these different lands, that they should bring cedar wood to help them build up Jerusalem. Yes.
And the key thing is, he said, he sent all to his treasures.
Yeah. That's their money. You give that money. That's what I said. They paid for it. That's why I say you don't see their names in the enemies of the Most High. For these things that they done. Read.
Verse 48. He wrote letters also unto the lieutenants that were in Syria and Phoenice, and unto them in Lebanon, that they should bring cedar wood from Lebanon unto Jerusalem, and that they should build the city with him. Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up in Jewry,
Into Jewry, to Jerusalem, read.
Concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, nor treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors.
That's love, man. That he gave to us. That nobody that's in authority, no police officer, no military, that's the lieutenants and so forth, right? Either none of them that had power could forcibly come into our houses. This is an order from the king. Read.
Verse 50. And that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute.
All the country, that's right, that we was in should be free without taxes. No tribute.
That's right.
That's why I say you look at us going to the kingdom and the force of the Gentiles being brought to us, yeah. You see what I'm saying? This is what they're saying here, that we're going to be without taxes and so forth. So why not them? Ain't nobody talking about them.
Nope.
But here it is. The same thing. See how much love they show toward the Most High's chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel? We see them in the kingdom, man. Learning this word, learning what's right. The love of the Most High, the love of the Mashiach Yahushua, the love of Israel. You see? But this is love, man. To do this. Read.
And that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews.
Hear that? Edomites burnt down our temples and took over our villages.
To give over the
Hear
villages.
that? Give over the villages back to who? Us. Forcibly, if they don't want to do it. This a decree came from the king. So you think they didn't follow suit? They wasn't in power. They did just what he said do, or what he gonna do. Kill him. Kill him. Point blank. Put him to death, man. Read.
And that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which then they held.
See? Told them Edomites, you gotta give back the properties of the Jews that they then held. Read.
Verse 51. Yeah, that there should be yearly given 20 talents to the building of the temple.
Yearly gonna give 20 talents up to the building of the temple. Read.
Until the time that it were built.
Until the time it was built. Like we said, the treasury, right? And the people gonna give up the money, but we not paying no tribute, no taxes. Everybody else paying taxes. in their kingdom. To help us. To help us. Read.
And other 10 talents yearly to maintain the burnt offerings.
And other 10 talents yearly to what?
Obtain the burnt, to maintain the burnt
To
offering
maintain the burnt offering, read.
upon the altar every day.
Right. This is what he gave to us. Go ahead.
As they had commanded to offer 70.
That's right. Read.
And that all they that went from Babylon to build the city should have free liberty, as well they as their posterity, and all the priests that went away.
That's right, man. This is what he gave us. Go ahead.
He wrote also concerning the charges, and the priests' vestments wherein they ministered, and likewise for the charges of the Levites, to be given them until the day that the house were finished, and Jerusalem builded up.
See? Yes.
The rest is that their clothing, their
Yeah.
attire.
Remember, the priests had certain garments that they wore,
Special.
as we should now, in rehearsing the righteous acts of the Most High. Read.
And he commanded to give to all that kept the city pensions and wages.
See? They got paid. They kept the city pensions and wages, man. Go ahead.
He sent away also all the vessels from Babylon that Cyrus had set apart.
See, Cyrus set our vessels apart. He didn't put me on with everything. He set them apart. Off to himself. So he sent those vessels that we had that he set apart that he got from the Babylonian, who was under the Babylonians for 70 years, had us in captivity to Ethiopians. He set them apart. So now he sent them back to Jerusalem once he have this our city being rebuilt. Read.
And all that Cyrus had given in commandment, the same charged he also to be done, and sent unto Jerusalem.
That's right. Send them back to Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 58. Now when this young man was gone forth, he lifted up his face to heaven toward Jerusalem, and praised the King of heaven.
See? He looked up his face toward where?
Jerusalem.
So which way did he face?
East.
East.
That's right.
He faced east and gave praise to the King of heaven. Read.
And said, From thee cometh victory.
From thee cometh victory. Gave all power to the Most High. From the Most High cometh victory. Read.
From thee cometh wisdom.
From the Most High cometh wisdom. Read.
And from thine is the glory. And I am thy servant.
So we know that he had to be a what? As a servant, he had to be what? Huh? Israelite. Count. Go ahead.
Blessed art thou, who hast given me wisdom, for to thee I give thanks. O Most High Yahweh of our fathers.
That's right. Most High Yahweh of who?
Our fathers.
Of who?
Our Father.
Of who? Of who?
Our Father.
Again? Of who?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thank you. We've been saying that all day long.
4:33 verses.
We see our fathers, so I'm not going to give you, I want you to give me the same thing that's written.
Salaki.
Come on now, right? We've been saying it all day long. The power of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
That's the power of our fathers.
Right.
If you don't get it right, then Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's all going to come together, man, in the spirit. Don't forget it, because you out of the spirit. Yes.
I was reading there, it says, the young man, it reminded me of Daniel and what they call Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were young men, powerful. They were young and powerful. Now, where are young men at? But they were young and powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
That's what I've seen in the truth, though, man. I was taught by young men. Powerful young men. You know what I mean? Back in the day. You remember back in the day? Young men powerful, man. Ludisburg, man. I mean, just way younger than me. You know what I mean? So it is to be, commended. I commend that. At the same time, I pray that Shema Shakawashai they come back in. Don't stay out there in the world, wherever the Most High have, at this time, to come back in. It feels good to see a young brother, man, that was a teenager, Zakia, man, in Houston, Texas, man. You know what I mean? Still rolling strong, man. You know what I mean? That feels good, man, to see that. Never left the course, you know what I mean? So many of us that never left the course. He never left the course, you know what I mean? As a young man. Like we saying now, 37 years old now. Bam, I'm like, wow. As a teenager back in New York. Grew up in it, you know what I mean? Powerful, man. It's beautiful, man. That's like I said, a young man. What's that call a young man to be in the army? To work this, and do what's supposed to be done. It can be done because it's being done.
That's right.
It's being done.
That's right.
It's the most powerful movement in the world.
That's right.
That we hearing now, man. What's more powerful than the truth? Nothing. We just read it, right? Nothing. And all the people scream.
Greatest is the truth.
You know what I mean? That's right. That's right, man. So here we are reading about it. And we blessed the Most High, man. Read on.
First Ezra chapter 4 verse 61. And so he took the letters and went out and came unto Babylon and told it all his brethren.
He took the letters, man, and told all his brothers. Read.
And they praised the Most High of their fathers.
They praised the Most High of their fathers. Who?
Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Who? The what?
The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right. The power of, it's got to be the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob. Right. They praised him, read.
Because he had given them freedom and liberty.
Who gave it to him? Who gave the children of Israel freedom and liberty? We just read about it.
How would I power? Oh, you talking about Darius?
Who gave us